Great. So now
Let's go.
we're live. I think my voice is a bit too loud, but should be good enough. So now,
go.
wait,
We're
I sound double.
live.
Wait,
I think
give me a second.
my voice is a bit too
Why do I
loud,
sound
but
double?
should be good enough.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Okay,
now
wait,
we're
I sound double.
live.
Okay, great. Now I don't sound double. There you go. Now, this is Dan. If you don't know, guys, welcome, Space Brownie. Happy to see you again here. I see that there's a couple of people watching right now, which is amazing. I'm so excited to have my first guest that I don't really know, that I've never talked about, because I don't know, Dan, if you know, but this is the 20th episode of this podcast, and all the time that I do a podcast, I usually do it with a friend, because I don't know, I already know how to talk with them. But you're the first guest that I invite that I don't know priorly, so congrats.
Well, I'll try not to fuck this up for you.
Good luck. We always tend to fuck
I'm
this
a,
up.
I'm a real wild card. So
Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Yes, we
but
can hear.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Honestly, I don't know. I've been looking at your work since probably a year and a half, probably, and honestly, it's fucking amazing. I get inspired, but more than inspired, I feel connected to your content in the way you edit stuff, because I kind of like that nastiness that you bring to the table.
Appreciate that. I just try and make stuff that like I would think was cool to watch it. Like just try to make the stuff that you want to see in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I'm just like I'm just taking bits and pieces from other videographers that I like, and then like throwing my own like kind of like documentary sort of style onto it. But like, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's fun to make like engaging, dynamic shit, and like the music industry was like just an awesome place with just relentless inspiration and cool characters, cool people to be around. So like it was fun like letting people into that world a little bit and try and make it flashy and exciting at the same time.
Making it exciting, making it nice to watch, because it's true that, well, there's so many people that do video. There's so many people that do recaps nowadays more than before. And you've been in the game for a long time, I've seen. And I don't know, I like the fact that instead of following the normal route of cinematic, aesthetic, nice looking, nice light, and properly framed and everything, instead of going through that route, you followed, I don't know, your own route and going as nasty as you can. Well, for example, with Hero Buzz. Well, the first video that I saw about you, we're not even started with the podcast, guys, so just so we're clear, this is not even the podcast, just we're starting to ramble. If you want to ask some questions or put some comments, be my guest. We're obviously going to answer them, and if you want to ask anything to Dan, well, please be my guest. But well, as I was saying, the first video that I saw about you was the What the Fuck Hero Buzz tour recap, and god fucking damn it, that one is so intense and I love it so much, because What the Fuck, the song by itself, it hits so damn hard, and adding the fact that you edit it in a nasty way with some glitchy effects and some distortion, oh my god, so satisfying.
Yeah, dude, now looking back on it, that tour was so much fun to do videos for. Like between his track and all the remixes that came with that one, there was just like I had my pick of just the dirtiest songs to try and make some fucking nasty shit too. And that was what I'd been like fiending for a while. I'd done more stuff in like almost like the electro hip hop kind of scene for a while. And then when I started working with Hero Bust, it was a chance to finally like just like unleash and do whatever the hell I wanted, and they were super about it. And the nature of the What the Fuck branding, like really was like any weird shit I wanted to do in the videos, they were generally really cool with. And so my whole theme with that whole tour was just like weird, chaotic, and I would try and like kind of like give like a little bit of a narrative in each video, because like to me that just makes everything a little bit more interesting to watch. And then like so try and tie sound bites into like how those things will bring you into moments in the show, and to work as like effective transitions to like hit a little bit harder or something.
It's progressive. It's not
But
just
yeah,
the song by itself. You add your piece to it. You add the sound effect. You add the real moments where he talks, and that makes it more special.
Try to make it immersive. Try to make people feel like they're there, like actually like having a conversation with them or catching like little behind the scenes type moments. And like, sorry, I'm thinking about all that stuff now because like during these times I've been watching my old videos like fat people eat Twinkies and just like getting all nostalgic. Like, and I used to never really like watching my old videos, but now I've been watching some of those from the What the Fuck tour, and I've even been like, yo, how'd I do that? Like, cause now I watch some of that. I haven't been editing that much video lately, so it's like I'm looking at this stuff I was doing in After Effects. I'm like, yo, I need to get back into that shit. I can't lose this. So
Yeah, exactly. That happened also to me. Lately, I've been working more on YouTube and some stuff that is more quantity before quality. And when I see the recaps or the personal project, is sometimes I do see it and it's like, god damn it, I've been losing my progression in 3D or in FX, in After Effects, like you said. When you are in that workplace and that mentality, you keep learning new stuff so you can improve and go out of your way to appear different to other filmmakers, because everybody's doing the same. Everybody's is putting beautiful images of beautiful people and making it look amazing, but what's the difference between you and the other people? In your case or in mine, sometimes we try to add new effects and to learn new things in, would it be 3D or After Effects, we try to go crazier than it's possible, and that's what makes it exciting. But before we start, we keep on rambling with that, let's talk a bit with the audience. I see that Danya just arrived. Welcome. What the fuck? I just ate 3 whole meals today. That's amazing, Danya. Wait, new follower. I can't see the notification, but I think there was a new follower, so thank you guys. Danya just ate 3 whole meals. That's amazing. Just so you know, Dan.
Proud of you.
Yeah, we've been talking with Danya lately about her problems with eating and how she feels with her own body and how she doesn't feel so comfortable with her own body. And lately she's been going to a therapist of eating disorder, and apparently she's going way better. So I'm happy for you, Danya.
Oh, that's awesome. Stoked for you.
I don't know if you've had any problems with depression or anxiety in your life, but for example, myself, I've dealt with depression 2 years ago, and now we're good. But I don't know you.
It's like I'd always pretty much considered myself like a generally like happy and positive person, but then over the last year was really the first time where I like really struggled. Like after quarantine hitting, and then like the music industry getting ripped away and losing my job and everything, I was just kind of left with like I don't know what to do now. And I was in a very toxic relationship at the start of quarantine, and so it just like really spiraled into this like evil cycle of just like tearing each other down. And then like last August or so, I started finally seeing a therapist, and I just wanted to say for anyone out there who's even thinking about that kind of stuff, like it's helped me so much. I've got really lucky, and I found someone who like I really vibe with, and I think that's a really important thing. But overall, like it's been extremely helpful to have someone there to like talk to and help work through things. Whereas like, some people like don't really seek out that treatment because they don't know where to go, or they feel weird about talking to a therapist. But like, that shit's been great. So like, if anyone out there is like thinking about it, like do it. And now there's like hotlines and phone numbers you could call, even just like scream into the phone and shit. Like take advantage of that stuff, because like your mental health is like, without that you have nothing. It's like, the peak of the temple, and you got to take care of everything.
Yeah, no, exactly. I do approve that. Fucking therapist. Well, you need to find the good one. I've been like twice or 3 or 4 times with the bad therapies once, and god damn it, they like if you see that they're just listening to you and they don't interact with you, and at the end when you come back they don't even remember what you said the last time. It's a bad therapist. Go ahead
Totally.
and leave it, because goddamn, you're wasting your money and time with a person that doesn't even care about your mental health.
Yeah, no, it's like if you're just sitting there with someone who's just like, okay, like, yeah, it's not worth it. I got lucky and I found someone who she's like very like into like brain science and certain like methodologies you can use to help even just like pinpoint bad memories that are like triggering some like PTSD type thing inside of you, and she's just like helped me in ways that I wasn't even really aware of. So like, but you're totally right. Like if you have a bad one, fuck that shit. You're like, that's just gonna mess with you even more. So like, yeah, find someone you vibe with and who you like. You shouldn't feel like you can't say anything to those people. If you feel like you have to hold something back and this person's going to judge me if I say this, like, then you're not really getting adequate care. Like you have find someone who you're like, yo, I'm gonna let all the crazy shit out, like get ready. And if, like if they're there vibing with you, like then it's worth it. Like my therapist told me a story about how like she was the one who she was seeing someone who was so crazy that they were like, yo, get under like they met at a diner, and the person was like, get under this table with me, like people are listening. And so my therapist was like, okay, then like got under the table and was like, you know, did the session under there, like, because she was like, that's what I had to do to connect with people. So if you don't have someone vibing with you like that, then yeah, find someone else.
Exactly, and I think there must be a lot of bad therapists. Like they're humans, right? And they did their studies and they're working right now and they're taking sessions. But you can't expect to every single therapist to be good. You have to expect that some of them aren't, and you need to be able to recognize that and be able to say, no, I don't want you, so fuck off and let's try another one.
Yeah, and you'll thank yourself for it.
Yeah, just want to say welcome, Darth Joe's One Chido. I don't know, I suck at reading messages, but welcome Flames. We're talking about editing. Well, not necessarily about editing specifically, but Dan is and myself, we usually work in that environment of trying to edit cool stuff, and Flames lately has been doing some pretty fucking cool montages about Fortnite, and honestly his
sweet.
level is pretty advanced. I was expecting way worse because I've seen way worse, and honestly, Flames, you're kind of crushing it. So congrats. What else?
That shit's huge right now. Like the gaming industry just exploded in the last year. So like that's like the new frontier in a way. Like concerts are dead. Video game content is like the new it thing right now.
Exactly. You need to get in the games, and that's why most of the people now are streaming, because they got in the quarantine and they were like, well, I can't do anything about my work, so might as well try something new, and they started gaming, and now it's way bigger than it used to be, like, I don't know, a year ago.
Yeah, like it's something I haven't really dabbled with much at all, but I've seen some of my friends just like take off with it. It's cool to see. And then yeah, like what you have going here is dope. Like one of my friends and I were kicking around the idea of making a podcast, but like we haven't quite honed in on like any ideas we want to say or anything in particular yet. We're just like, so we're figuring it out.
Well,
we're trying, you know, it's just in the age where things become saturated. We're just like, how can we stand apart about that? Just like with everything.
Well, you know, the thing with the podcast, that's the fun thing, because when you start videoing or making music or anything, the classic thing is just start, right? You just start and that's it. But the thing with podcasts is the first episode kind of sets a tone for the rest of it, because people, when they get in the podcast, they won't start with the last episode. They will get to the first one and see their way through it. And if the first one it sucks, well, damn, you're kind of fucked for the rest of it. So that's why if you want, you can.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up? Sorry, just
yeah, go ahead. I'll talk with the audience. Hello, Diego. How you doing?
Oh, I missed you, buddy.
I miss you too. I'll be out in like a half hour.
Yeah, do you think?
All right.
Bye.
So yeah. Sorry.
No, don't worry.
Friends just came in from out of town. That was.
That's
I
cool.
haven't seen someone in a couple of years.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, people are starting to like be out and about and like see each other again. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, at the same time, they start. Well, the thing is, COVID hasn't ended, right? But we kind of are sick of it.
I think. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I got it like over a year ago, and I've been the healthiest fucking person for the last year, and that's about where a lot of my friends are. And so we're just kind of like, we're not like being reckless, but we're like, we're not going to drive ourselves into depression and isolation anymore. Like humans are social animals. Like we need hugs and talking to people. That shit's fucking important just for like mental health and well-being. So
yeah, we were okay
like,
with
be safe, but be human. You know?
Well, the thing is we were okay with just not interacting with humans for, I don't know, half a year, maybe a year, but now it's getting to the point where you honestly don't see the end of it, so you're like, okay, might as well have it, and fuck, if people die, people will die either way, so might as well enjoy it.
I mean, I'm like, yo, if anyone can't see that like tomorrow at this point really isn't guaranteed, then I'm like, you don't, like, it's just no way to live to spend yourself locked down in isolation and like being unhappy. Like I've been really fortunate that like I was able to, like, New York City was really stifling. You weren't allowed to do much. Everything was fucking closed down. So I uprooted my life and moved to Nashville, where now I can like go on walks and like there's like nature around. There's deer in my backyard and shit. So like if you're like in a bad place right now, like make changes if you can, and like just try and keep your mental health as good as you can, because like, yeah, right now I feel like people aren't getting enough help, especially with, like you're saying, there's no end in sight. And that's maybe the worst thing for a lot of people. It's like, all right, I've had all this hope now for like a year, but like how much fucking longer? So like I just want everyone to be mentally as sound as possible, because I think with like, I don't know, mental health has just become one of the biggest and most important topics of the last year. And sorry, I'm like rambling about shit now.
No, but it's okay. I do agree with that. The last year has been fucking rough with mental health, and we've all been through shitty things, but I don't know. At least I think we're still alive, and now I don't know where we're going with COVID and the pandemic, because we're still in pandemic. I don't know if it's the second or the third wave of lockdown, but come on, we're obviously getting sick, and I don't know where it will end. But let's start with the podcast, because we didn't even start, and I need to start with the subjects. So if you want, we can start. I don't know, Flames is saying, I kind of think I'll be happy if I start editing something like COD or Siege. Well, yeah, try. Honestly, you don't lose anything, at least, but you need to have good gameplay, right? Because that's the whole point of editing a video game. You need good content. But well, okay, I have so as I said, guys, while we do the podcast, so this is the BTS, so you're seeing the behind the scenes of the podcast. So while we do the podcast and while we talk one to each other, we won't answer your comments, but then between subjects and pocket stories, we will answer a couple of your comments, so you can still put some comments, okay? Hope you're ready, Dan. It will go fast. First, I will put a sound effect that you won't hear, but I'll be silent for a couple of seconds, and then I will start rambling, and you can just do a bit of back and forward with me till I say like, well, welcome to Pocket Stories. Let's cue the intro, and I'll just cue the intro, okay?
All right.
Sounds good? Okay, let's start in 3, 2, 1. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
Yo, what's good, man?
Okay, I have a question for
Good
you.
to see you.
I've been thinking about this a couple of days ago. I reminded myself that this existed. So I have a question for you. Let's see if we're in the same page. When is the last time you've used dental floss?
Oh shit! Put me on the spot here. It's fucked up. It's probably like right before I moved from New York, so it's like a couple months. I gotta fucking change that.
Okay,
Dental floss. Only because I have this fucking tool, like a little electro like floss thing that I use instead.
Uh-huh.
But I still just need to actually use the floss because that shit's better. And I have a something from Hero Bust's wife, who
Uh-huh.
she's a dentist, and this soundbite has always stuck with me. She says, if you just brush your teeth and don't floss, that's like if you just wipe your ass cheeks and not the crack. So like
Oh.
you, so you gotta get it in there.
Oh fuck. Well, here's the deal. I'm pretty sure I've flossed like probably 4 times in my life. And I don't know, it's not in my culture. They never teach like you brush your teeth 3 times a day and that's it. But I think now that you're telling me, apparently it's pretty important to use dental floss.
That's I mean, that's just what I've heard. I don't know.
Well,
I
my
just feel like if you don't eat sugar, you're probably all right.
I don't know. I probably lose my teeth in a couple of weeks, but I should be okay. Welcome to Bucket Stories, man. Let's cue the intro.
I wish I could hear this thing, but I'm sure it's tight.
You will hear it later. Okay, that was the little song of the Bucket Stories. You will hear it when I'll send you the edit. The final edit, but that was the intro. I think that was pretty flawless, and damn, I need to buy some dental floss apparently. But my teeth are white. They don't look like they're gonna fall soon, so I guess I'm okay.
Yeah, I know. Judge, like they look good from here, man. I don't think you got too much to worry about. Like,
Should be
better,
okay.
whiter than mine
No.
right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm 21 and you're 31, so I guess 10 years makes a big difference.
Yeah, 10 more years of coffee and marijuana resin.
Yeah, the
Do that
classics.
to you.
Cigarettes also. I don't know if you smoke.
Just weed, not cigarettes.
That's
I
good.
smoke weed like it's cigarettes,
Oh,
basically.
well, that's okay. I have a lot of friends. I've been there many times, but I tried to stop it. During the quarantine, I stopped smoking, and it was hard. Yeah, I think it was way harder than stop. I've been sober for a year now, and I stopped smoking like 6 months ago, and I can tell you, stop smoking is way harder than just stop drinking. Well, it depends the quantity, but come on.
No, smoking cigarettes seems like one of the hardest things ever. That's like basically why I didn't start. I can have an addictive personality, so I was just like, don't do that. And I was always more of a social drinker. Congrats to you on being sober. That's rad.
Thank you.
Now like I really only used to drink at work, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but it'd be like I would only drink at shows and have like a couple beers with filming, and then now like with shows being canceled and everything, I don't really drink anymore. And I went and had some beers with some friends the other night, and like I'm like obliterated after 4. I can't hang anymore. It's bad.
Yeah,
So,
that's the only thing that makes me mad, because I've built up throughout the years a good resistance to alcohol. I was like, yeah, let's do like 11 shots and I will be drunk, but I will be decent, okay? But now I take it. The other day, I remember I took like a shot and a half and I was starting to feel stuff and I was like, no!
yeah, it's I can't hang anymore. I'm old, man. I'm old.
Well, it doesn't really matter at the end. If you don't, I'm pretty sure you don't need to drink to have fun. No.
No, definitely not. That's I feel like you see a lot of DJs who get into that spiral and wind up in a bad way. They think they need that little bit of booze to get that social lubricant, and then that winds up just becoming a pattern. So yeah, find how you can party without alcohol, and it'll go a long way.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly the thing with alcohol. Most people, when they take it because they when they're sober, they block themselves mentally and they're not the full version of themselves. But when they take alcohol, those mental blocks, they take them off, and suddenly they are like, oh, the happy guy, oh, the excited guy, oh, the party guy, because naturally when they're sober, they're not themselves. So instead of just drinking, learn to be yourself when you're sober, and that's it.
Yeah, but it sucks. I wish that was easy, or wasn't as hard as it is for some people. Like loving yourself is like a journey. So whatever you got it, like if you're meditating or reading, whatever you got to do that, like I hope everybody finds that.
I guess I think the easiest way, or well, the most effective way, I would say, to find your true self is to hang out with people that makes you push that through self. Like they like you how you are, and they push you to be a better person, right? And I think people affect you more than anything.
Totally. I'm a big believer in that. Like you are the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. You know, like we all kind of like pick up like the habits of our friends and the people we're around and shit. So if you're surrounding yourself with like 5 fucking go-getters who are all getting after you, you're gonna try and raise yourself to their level. And so I'm always trying to like be conscious of that and surround myself with people that are gonna like be beneficial to just like my state of mind and pushing me.
For sure. No, you're totally right, and that's quite good. Wait, I just forget that I forgot to announce that we're live. So give me a second that I need to make a story, just so people know, right? Because if not, they don't come. But still, I see that there's 8 people watching, which is so cool. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you're enjoying. If you want, Dan, while I post this, ramble a bit, say whatever you feel in your head to express yourself.
Sorry, I'm like, here, I'll talk about something I'm working on here in just a sec. I got to respond to a message.
Yeah. No worries. Okay. There you go. I don't really think you could take 11 shots if I remember correctly. Well, I think you don't know me that well, Space Brownie. But those were the good
like
time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Also, well, you're from the US, so you start legally partying at 21, right?
Yeah. So like it's so stupid. They just make it really exciting for everyone who's doing it at like 14, 15. And like so everyone just kind of like is stupid about it when they're younger, and like by the time you're 21, people are just kind of like, man, I'm like over this already. So
but there's not, but honestly, I honestly think that 21 is just too much. Like here in Belgium, you're allowed legally to drink at 16.
they fucking change. Like in New York, you have to be 21 to buy tobacco now. That's just dumb as hell to me. And I don't know what they're trying to do. They're just incriminating more people by make now more people who are still just gonna buy those cigarettes anyway. It's stupid.
Yeah, at the end, it's not like the laws.
It's too old.
Yeah, it's not like the laws will stop people from doing it, right?
Basically,
They just
they just give cops more things to write tickets for.
And at the same time, it also makes it kind of more desirable. If you have to wait till 21, it's more like, oh, why do I need? It's more dangerous to have it. It's illegal. Oh my god, I want to know what it is because I can't legally have it. And now younger people, well, they get more shit faced.
Yeah, or just like in Colorado here, where it's like now been legal for people to smoke weed for a while. They're seeing it in the younger generation of kids. They're not smoking weed in the same levels as the people who are older than them, because they're like, oh, all the adults do this. It's not a big deal. Like whatever. Why would I do that? I can just go down to the store. Why is it that cool? So taking that stigma and that tabooness away from it, like winds up moderating things in the end.
Yeah, no, for sure, you're 100% right. I don't know. I think it makes it more dangerous in general, in the big scheme of things, making it that.
Yeah, because you're like, oh man, I can't go buy booze right now. Here, let me go do these 15 shots so I'm fucking hammered and don't have to drink again. And next thing you know, you're getting carted off in an ambulance and your parents are paying for it. Like,
hope it didn't happen to anyone in the chat, but
I know. I mean, yeah, speaking from experience.
Voila, there you go. I never got to that point. I did obviously got shit faced and destroyed myself physically with alcohol, but never to the point of going to the hospital. I guess I wasn't that weak. What was I saying? So there's 11 people watching. This is so cool. So I think we should start with the podcast, the real podcast, instead of just keep rambling like this. So here's the piece where I say, welcome to the 20th episode of Pocket Stories. In this episode, I invited Daniel LaDue, and I say a couple of things, a couple of information that I found in the internet about yourself, and then you can jump in, say hi, and let's start with the first subject, okay?
All right.
Okay, cool. So, what's up, guys? Welcome to Pocket Stories. This is the 20th episode of, Pocket Stories. In this episode, I brought my good friend Daniel. Fuck! I already fucked your name. Sorry. Let me restart.
It's cool. I'm a Daniel.
You're a Daniel?
I'm Daniel before. Yeah, Dan's just short for Daniel. I'm a Daniel.
But legally speaking, you're Daniel or Dan?
Yeah. Daniel, legally
Okay.
speaking.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong. Damn. Okay.
Nah, you're on point.
Let me restart then. Okay, so what's up, guys? Welcome to the 20th episode of Pocket Stories. In this episode, I brought my good friend Dan LaDue. He's a videographer specialized in videography around music artists. He has worked with Marshmello, Steve Aoki, Salvatore Ganacci, I never know how to say that name, Galantis, and much more. He's also, let's not forget, the personal videographer of Hero Boss, who's an amazing dubstep DJ. And well, that's it. That's all that I have. So welcome, Dan.
What's up? How you doing? Good to be here.
Happy to have you. What an honor. I really feel honored to have you here.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where like I hear all that stuff and I'm like, yo, I got to give a shout out to Cursa, who was the agency that was staffing me up for a lot of those jobs. So I was lucky to like be in league with a lot of like cool people who helped put me onto some great opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's up? Good to be here.
Welcome. Yay. Great. Okay, so I closed my book because I was excited, but let's start with the first subject, okay? Well, here's the deal, Dan. I've seen your page, I've seen your work, I've know a bit about yourself, and I know a bit about your story. But here's the deal: you have accomplished cool things. You have worked with crazy big artists, and if you see before I continue, I need to change the battery of my camera. Give me a second. Sorry.
I know how it goes, man. It's all good. Let me check out my Zoom. We're doing okay over here. My audio is going good.
Okay. No! I'm breaking everything.
Story
Okay.
of my life.
Okay, it's falling. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Great.
Cam
I
dead,
have my
no
mic,
dead.
My headphones. Sorry for that intermission. Well, no, not intermission, but little break. Let me restart with that subject. Welcome, Wandriel. Happy to see that Danya is still here. And what's up, Space Brownie? Okay, let's keep on with the live stream. So, as I was saying, I know a bit about your story, Dan. I know that you've been working with a couple of big artists and that you've accomplished amazing things, but no, I honestly don't think that many people know your story, and I think that it's quite an inspirational story in a way. So I would honestly like to know a bit about your story. How did you got to that point? Where do you come from, and what was your motivation to start making videos for artists and doing recap on the industry of concerts?
For sure. Well, so it's crazy that it's this long ago, but it goes back about 10 years. I had just graduated college. I got my degree in broadcast journalism production. So I was doing like newscasts, documentaries, just any type of more like newsy related production. And one of my friends in college started this music festival called Lights All Night. And so it's just like after everybody had graduated and everything, we hadn't seen each other for a while. We all decided to go meet up at this little festival and just like go party and shit. And so I had, I was working making really local commercials at the time, like very basic commercials in Montana. And so I like called in sick to work, went to the festival, and was like, I had never heard of like Diplo, Flux Pavilion. Like it was my first time like seeing Tiesto, all those people, and I was just like blown away by everything. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then I saw people like running around filming that shit, but like they were working and getting paid to be there. So I was just like, oh, like maybe I could do that. And so I went back home to Montana, filmed any little show that came through there over the course of the year. Um, calling in sick to more music, calling in sick to work to go to more music festivals. And eventually it was just like, all right, I have to like bridge this gap. I can't keep calling in sick and going to these festivals. So I quit my job. I moved to New York City because I had interned at MTV and I thought that they were going to give me a job. So I went in and interviewed for this position and I fucking bombed the interview so bad. So I'd stayed up all night like writing scripts and probably done too much Adderall and was a little too wired, and like the interview did not go well. But the person who I interviewed with, her sister threw shows, or her sister, or like her brother's girlfriend threw shows at this venue in New York City, and they're like, "Oh, we see you have done like a couple little concert things. Like they need a videographer." So that was how I filmed my first show in New York at this place called Governor's Beach Club. And then just from there, I kept slowly meeting people and networking. And from there, I started working at Webster Hall in New York City. And while I was doing that, while I was like living on the couch for this band, they're called X-Mag, awesome dudes. So like so I was living on their couch, trading them videos for rent, essentially, while then like working at this club on the weekends, doing their videos and just like meeting everybody who came through. And so because of working at Webster Hall, that's how I started networking and meeting all the managers and artists who were coming through there. It was just like at the time, like Webster Hall every Friday, Saturday night was just popping. Like it was like the place to be in New York City. It was a festival every weekend. And so I just got lucky there. And I met some of the people I had been friends with Big Gigantic, and their tour manager linked me up with Cookie Monster and Funk Case, rest in peace, Cookie. And so like that was
sorry,
my first.
I don't know that much about names, so can you explain who Cookie Monster and Big Giant are?
Okay, yeah. So Big Gigantic, they're like kind of like they do like live instrumentation with their electronic music. They have a drummer and then this guy who plays sax, Dom. So like they were friends of some of my friends in Montana, so I hit them up to work at festivals because like that's what all of it was. Like you have your contacts, you have to leverage that in any way you can. So like to get into festivals, I would be hitting up Big Gigantic's management like, hey, like it's Hudson Project, you guys need a video. And they would have me out do a video for them. I connected with their tour manager, and so their tour manager also tour managed for Funk Case and Cookie Monster. They were like big dubstep guys. Cookie Monster unfortunately passed away a few months ago. And so that was a hard one for the bass community. But yeah, so that was one of my earlier gigs doing dubstep videos was through those guys. And then so from doing stuff with Funk Case and Cookie Monster, their tour manager referred me up to Flux Pavilion, and then that was the first bus tour I ever did, was Flux Pavilion's Tesla tour, which is like him and Loud Pack, who's now like Kenny Beats, killing it on his shit. And then it just everything kept growing from there. One tour led to the next, and then led to another artist, and led to meeting more people, and then everything just like keeps building and building as you like just keep making more contacts and growing that network. So I just got really lucky and kept meeting the right people, and you have to like seize the opportunities you get, make sure you like deliver those videos and deliver good content, and don't be a shitty person, and people will want to keep working with you again. So like it took a lot of years of just networking and building and just keeping it moving, you know?
Exactly. How let's see, because you started 10 years ago, let's say, but how much did it start till you got to the point where you were touring with Flux Pavilion, for example? That
was probably like 4 or 5 years after I first started. So like 5 years ago now, yeah, so I did that tour with Flux Pavilion, and then after the Flux Pavilion tour, that was when Hero Bust reached out to me to do their content, and me and Hero Bust worked together for about a little over 2 years, and then and then he and I stopped working together, kind of like mid 2018, and that was when I started kind of working with this creative agency called Cursa, and they were just like any big client you could think of was probably reaching out to them for content, and I just got lucky that those dudes would fish me out to work on some cool things like with Marshmello and Aoki and Florida Georgia Line. So like it was just one progression of like start working with smaller artists and then work up, work up, work up, and then
Yeah, when I saw
yeah.
that you
But,
were
so
with
so probably about 5 years I've been like at the level of where like making cool videos with cool artists where I've been like, oh, I'm proud of these.
Okay, that's great. Well, but the thing is, it took you 5 years to get to that point with and keep on grinding, moving from city to city, trying new things, going on to clubs, trying the MTV thing. Like, it took you 5 years. You can't expect to manage to get to your dream location in a year or two. It really takes a fuck ton of time, and you're the proof of that. And now, well, you're working with big ass clients with, in this case, Cursa, but still, it's literally the dream. And for example, you talked to me about the fact that you were working with Hero Bus, and with Hero Bus, you had the freedom to literally kind of experience and do kind of whatever you wanted, because they were exactly searching for nasty stuff and creative stuff, because that was the brand of the what the fuck tour, right? That's exactly the dream, and I'm quite excited that you got to that point, even if it was after, I don't know, 6 years.
Yeah, it took a while, and like I know a lot of other people who they rose through the ranks probably a lot faster than I did. I would get hung up sometimes about like, oh, I just like want to make videos with my friends and like and try and help them build, and so like maybe not like always taking the biggest gigs, but I would just like work with people who I really wanted to work with, and when we were friends, and it was just cool to all help each other and like a little bit of a collective type of thing. Um, but I know a lot of other people who are like maybe a little bit more determined and assertive on the business side of things than I was, and who are just like real like, yo, I'm gonna like work with the big dogs, and that wasn't always my intention of just, oh, I want to work with the biggest artists. It's just like, oh, I want to help my friends grow, and we could all succeed together. Um,
Yeah, you
but
concentrated.
that
Yeah, well, go ahead, please.
that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I forgot already.
The weed is too strong.
Short term, my long term memory is great. Short term, not so much.
It's fucked. I guess that happens. That happened to me like 2 weeks ago. I'm going on another subject, but that happened to. There was a space brownie that is in the chat right now. I smoked like it's been the time that I smoked the most in my life weed, and I've never felt the really repercussions of smoking. But we smoked like for a week, more or less. And after that, I tried to do a live stream and a podcast like this, and my memory was just fuzzy. My brain was just slow, and I was like, "Oh my god, am I getting stupid or what? Oh no, fuck!"
Story of my life, man. So I'm trying to work through all the memories and clear the cobwebs up here as quick as I can. But doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm rambling too much yet.
Well, you're not like a how do you say it? I don't remember the word. No worries, it wasn't that funny. But what was I saying? Yeah, the thing that you were prioritizing more working with your friends and people that you wanted to work with, it's like, and compared to the other people that grow so fast, going more for the business side and strategizing their growth, like that's kind of, for me, in my case, is like prioritizing what I want to do. In this case is YouTube. It doesn't make me any money, but I don't want to sacrifice my content and my happiness by going for the things that makes, like, I don't want to start making dancing TikToks because I know that will make me get some views. I want to try to make weird things that don't get necessarily views but makes me happy. And in your case, you prioritize your happiness. And what makes you happy right now? Well, not necessarily the thing that will get you the furthest away and the quickest in your growth of your career, but it will make you happy right now, and that's something that I do admire a lot of your story. So that's great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's just, it was one of those things where I had the opportunity to like help, just like provide some skills, or some of my friends needed it at the time, and I was just like, oh, this is cool to be able to work on music that like, or help with music that I really love, even though it's maybe not the most popular. It was just like, I was so about everything I was doing at the time. And when you're really passionate about something and you're really into it, you're just going to put your best foot forward that much more often. So like, and also one time, like with working with friends and stuff, like it can also just be a great place to grow, because like they can be a little bit more trusting with like, yeah, man, sure, like do your thing, rather than having a manager who's coming at you with like, we want specifically XYZ and you didn't do this and we don't like it. But like, if it's just your friends and it's a looser environment to create, sometimes you can wind up like creating some cool shit. And some of my stuff from that era is super cringeworthy if I watch it now. Like I didn't know what the hell I was doing with like textures and effects and shit. And so like, but like, yo, you gotta learn to start somewhere. And
Exactly.
like, I was all self-taught in terms of like After Effects and Premiere and that shit. In the news realm, they didn't really stress like cinematography and everything that much. It was just more like, yo, just go get the shot for the news package, and that's it. So like, I had to like learn all the artsier kind of shit myself. But like, that's you know, YouTube University and learning things for yourself is like the best way to do shit anyways now. So you can go at your own pace, you can see exactly what you want. So
yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why I'm jealous of like all you younger people who now have like, I feel like the way the technology has advanced in the last like 10 years, like the accessibility and the quality of the equipment and everything has just has leveled the playing field so much more that like it's just so, if you're not making dope content and shit right now, you're almost like selling yourself short, because it's so like, you get yourself Premiere, you get yourself After Effects, you get yourself a DSLR, and then like, boom,
That's
you're
it.
good to go.
Yeah,
and you can crack and download a couple of those things for free.
Yeah,
So like,
it was a Mati Hapoya that said in a video, I do remember, that nowadays if you are not good at making videos with a camera like the ones that are coming out nowadays, you suck. Like it's like you said, the playing field is so low right now. It's so common. Like my camera isn't expensive. Like my camera costs like 300 euros, and I can make a living with that camera. I know nowadays I need a better one, but still, if you don't manage, it's not about the equipment nowadays, and that's what's cool. It's about what you create and what you bring to the table in a creative way, and I do like that it's just not about the fact that you're rich and you can buy the coolest camera. It's how do you use it? What do you do with it?
exactly. That's exact. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been on either like a job for a video, like on a set type of thing, or like at a festival, and you see some dude walking by with like some crazy fucking camera package. It's like, oh my god, that dude has like $20,000 on his glide cam, and then you see the video they put out and it's ass. So, like, and then you see the dude who's just got the little like Canon T3i and nothing else, and you see what they did, and it's just absolute fire. So it's all what's up here and what you do with it. Like the equipment, like sure, it's nice to get stuff that's 4K and 6K, and that will help everything look nice. But if you don't know how to make shit look good on a cheap camera, then like that expensive camera isn't really going to help you in the end.
Yeah.
Like you're just going to have like a really expensive, ugly image. So.
No, yeah, for sure. You need to learn to use what you have and learn to use it, because if you don't know how to use your fucking camera phone, how would you use your big ass DSLR that costs 3,000 euros? Because you don't even know why it costs 3,000 euros. You just spend the money to make it look good, and yeah, it looks good, but that's not it. The whole, it's just a tool to capture things. What you do with it, it's the whole purpose. Not the capturing, the doing stuff with what you captured.
Yeah, that's where like, you know, the magic really happens in the editing. But that's where it's nice when you can be the person out there who like can see the edit happening as you're filming it, rather than like just maybe like because sometimes I think people who are cinematographers who aren't editors, they won't necessarily shoot for editing, so their shots might be a little bit longer for pacing kind of thing. But if if you know how to shoot and edit, you're thinking of both things simultaneously, and can kind of like do things in your head as you're going.
For sure. And
And
you
I'm looking at
test
this comment. No cap. I forgot about calories today. Yet I remember. Yeah, fuck calories. Who cares about calories? Just feel good,
uh-huh.
right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Like, well, now let's switch. Let's talk about a bit the comments. But yeah, exactly. Fuck calories. Like, just eat what you want to eat right now, and that it's good because I don't know. A week ago, we were talking that you weren't even eating for 2 whole days or stuff like that. So honestly, it's good. Fuck calories. Don't think about that right now. Just think about trying to eat and have energy. And I don't know. After you can start working out a bit, or I don't know, going for runs and stuff like that, and then maybe leveling it. But don't think too much about. I don't even know anything about calories. I don't know if you Dan you know anything about calories, but I do work out. I do eat, and I have never like if you tell me, oh, this is 1,000 calories. Is that a lot? Is that a little? I have no idea.
Yeah, I try not to go by that shit so much because, like, I'm like, yo, like a few hundred calories of a Snicker bar probably isn't going to affect me the same way as like a few hundred calories of apples or almonds.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try like have a lot of food intolerances. I'm gluten intolerant, lactose intolerant. So I just eat fairly healthy as is. But like at the start of last quarantine, it was my birthday, so I was eating fuck tons of like really delicious baked goods and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so that quarantine 15 hit me really hard. And so I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna let this happen. So last April or so, I started getting like really active and working out again. And I've kept it going till now. I just got added to like a running group chat where like you have to post a screenshot of your running progress at least once a week, or you get kicked out of the group.
Oh.
So now I'm just trying to like just have better screenshots to like beat myself in my own time to like post in there. And like, so it's just cool when you can have like a little group of like-minded people to help you support you on your goals, whether that's video or fitness or health. Like, you are what you eat, whether that is, even comes down to your friend group, you know? So like, yeah, surround yourself with good people who are going to help you, like on your journey to wellness.
I bought it from running due to me running my ad. I don't get what you're saying, but I guess you don't like running, but that's okay.
Running sucks. I hate running too. I never thought I was going to be a runner, but like so just go for walks or like do push-ups or something, anything. Like there's always something. You can just walk the stairs in your house or your building a bunch. Like there's always something.
Yeah, you can go for hikes. There's hiking, and it's like not exactly running, but if you do it for long enough, it does hurt the fuck ton. So it's a good way to lose weight. But my eating disorder, I am Bennett. Okay. Oh yeah, I get it. So your therapist didn't allow you to run because of your eating disorder. I get it. Okay, one day you will. No, don't stress about it. Just try to do your best and to follow what your therapist tells you. Okay, so here's the deal. Dan, the time has come for you to tell us your pocket stories. There's a sound effect that will come just now, so bear with me for a second, okay?
All right.
There you go. Now you can start whenever you want. You can, the mic is yours. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, so I maybe took this in a literal sense, but like just hearing the word pocket stories, this is what made me think of. And it just, if I can tell this story and there's an aspiring camera person out there who can take a lesson from it, it's just always have charged camera batteries in your pocket. If you're on a gig, you better fucking have those. And here's why. So it was end of March 2019. Cursa was just about to start popping off, and those guys were like, hey, Marshmallow's team needs a videographer. And so they're like, we think you guys would be a good fit for each other, and we're gonna link you up. So they sent me out to Las Vegas to work with the Marshmallow team. And he had a few big things that week. He was going to be on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and then he was opening up a new club called Chaos at the Palms Hotel So it was just it was like it was a big high profile week, a lot of content that needed to be captured. And I was pretty stoked to be working with like the biggest artists in the world. And just thinking about how much I fucked this up, it hurts me still. So the very first thing, we're at the hotel, get picked up, and the first thing we have to do is go to Jimmy Kimmel Live. So we go to the Jimmy Kimmel Live set. Because it's a TV show, it's a union set. So only union camera members are allowed anywhere near anything is happening. So they're like, "Yo, all right, Dan, you're here, but like you can't really do much because of the union stuff. So just like go hang out in the trailer." So I go hang out in the trailer, and I'm just like kind of putzing around, like not doing a whole lot, just sort of waiting, charging camera batteries and shit. And then all of a sudden the tour manager comes running in. He's like, "Oh, yo, Dan, like Kevin Hart's about to be here right now. We need you to come take photos." And I'm like, all right. So I grab my camera and run out the trailer. And I look down at my camera and my battery light is already flashing. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. And so I get out there and Marshmallow's out there. He's doing his thing. We're just like taking some photos, like snapping them away. He had just partnered with this marshmallow company. And so he had the product in his hand. He was just like throwing them up, doing some goofy shit. So we snapped a few photos, a few videos. And then Kevin Hart's SUV rolls up with entourage, his photographer, his manager. Everyone piles out of this SUV. He walks over to Marshmallow. They dap it up. They're like hanging out, talking for a little bit. I snap a couple photos of them together. And then Marshmallow's team is like, all right, give Kevin the marshmallows so we can take a picture with them. And right as Kevin Hart gets these marshmallows, my camera dies.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, oh shit, let me go get another battery. And the people on Marshmallow's team were like, your camera's dead? You had one fucking job to do? Like, you're fired. And so I'm getting my ass chewed out as Kevin Hart is standing there looking at me like, you fucked up, man. And like him, this dude Carrot Top, who's like an old comedian, like they're all just looking at me like getting chewed out, like you fucked up, man. And like so I got fired within the very first hour of working with those guys because I fucked up so hard. But luckily the dudes from Cursa immediately got on the horn with them and they were like, yo, like don't fire him, please don't fire him. Like this is a huge fuck up because like I was like, they're like, yo, you had one job to do, and I'm like, you're right. Like that was all I could say in that moment. I was just like, you're right, I fucked up. This is the biggest fuck up I think I'll ever have in my fucking career. And it was maybe the lowest point where I was just like, I was so mad at myself. But like luckily the guys from Cursa, they got on with the tour manager and they're like, don't fire him, please don't fire him. You haven't seen anything he can do. Like please like give him another chance. Please like let him finish. And like so after like an hour of going back and forth on the phone, like eventually the team was like, all right, we won't fire him. We're like, he can stay and do the rest of the week. But for like the rest of the week, I was just like terrified that I was going to fuck up and do something wrong again and then just immediately be out. But like I crushed the rest of the week. We delivered sick photos. The video was great. All the content was fire. And, they liked it. It was all turned in on time and everything. Like, so that was great. But like, that first hour was the biggest fuck up I think I ever had in my career. Like to finally be working with like the top artist in the world, with like the biggest comedian in the world coming over to like take some photos, and my camera fucking dies, and I fucked that shit up so hard. But the one redeeming thing of that day really for me was Kevin Hart had his own photographer that day. But he still wound up posting my photo on his Instagram. So I was like, that was like, so on the same day I was like, all right, like that was still like a minor victory that like they liked that photo enough to share it. And but that one, oh man, just thinking about that, I'm like, oh man, I fucked up so hard. That was such a bad story.
Oh my cheekbones hurt from just imagining being in that situation. Oh my fucking God, that's horrible. That's my nightmare.
So always make sure you have fucking fresh camera batteries in your pocket. or you could just wind up blowing the biggest opportunity of your life. It's something so simple. Like I should have had fucking 6 of them in my pocket. It's like, oh yeah, cool, dead, bop, done. But like, no, I fucked that up royally, dude. So
Wow.
I just want to thank everyone on that one who like stuck their neck out for me and like got it so I could finish the week, because like they were like all set to just like get me a fucking flight and send me home. They're like, you're a liability. We're about to be around a bunch of important people. It's an important week. Like they're the top artists in the world. You know, they get to demand that level of content and that like level of professionalism from their people. And like, I didn't deliver in that moment. So like,
Oh my god.
you know?
I don't know how you're still like standing secure of yourself, talking to me like it's nothing. Like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. Oh fuck. Like
Yeah,
that's scary.
That one hurt, dude. That one hurt a lot. But,
Wow. But
you know, you live and you learn, and then you have 10 camera batteries on you
yeah,
at all
exactly.
times.
You live in fear now. You will never do that again.
Yeah, no. So that's my pocket story.
That's a
Bad-
fucking
bad-
amazing pocket story. Oh my god! Wow! Wow! I'm in shock. Like because I know what it feels like, and I know like 10% of that feeling, because I've been going, I don't know, going on my way to a shoot and being like, oh, I don't have an SD card, and remembering, oh wait, I have one in my wallet, no problem. And that's like 10% of that feeling. You had like a 200% of that fucking feeling, and imagining being there, like, oh my god, I'm amazed that you're still alive.
I mean, I thought I was gonna get murdered right there in that moment. He's about to like, it's this new partnership, him and this Marshmallow line, and they have the world's premier comedian there to take a product photo right there. I have the photo like that tons of people would probably want after that point, and I fucked it up. But
God
like,
damn it.
I will never fuck up a moment like that again. You can bet your ass. So
Yeah, you learn.
sorry for all the cursing, but like I feel like it drives it home.
Yeah, no, you have you can legally say like it does deserve cursing, but like that's amazing, because I know people that have been kind of through that, and I kind of imagine that, but being the fact that it's the biggest, like the biggest deal, the biggest artist, the biggest situation, and that one like you couldn't forget your camera batteries every single day, any day, but this had to be the day that you fucked up.
Like, and dude, I like the second I walked out the trailer, I looked down and I see that orange A7S2 light just flashing. And those batteries are notoriously ass. They go fucking so fast. So if you're on those Sony batteries, you gotta fucking have backups, because they are weak sauce. My new Panasonic S1 battery, that bitch will last for like 3-4 hours. I love that thing. Sony batteries, I hate you. I hate you so much.
And dude, honestly, I've been shooting, well, lately with some friends, like this is off topic, like we finished your pocket story right now, we're talking with the audience and with you, but Space Brownie says, oh damn, yeah, indeed. That's a freaking cool story. Indeed, that's I don't know, probably top 5 of stories that I've heard. Here's the like, you're like the Sonys. If you say that it's shit, I've used them compared to the camera that I have. I think with one battery of Sony,
just the battery life,
Yeah. The battery life.
Fast.
Yeah, no, they're fucking amazing apart from the battery life. But the battery life, I can tell you, like I've used it. I think that you can use probably 4 of my batteries for one of the Sony's batteries.
Dude, you're gonna hate me. I haven't been recording my audio this whole time.
No worries, dude. I can.
Do you get it on your end at all?
Yes, in a certain way. Like it gets posted in my YouTube channel. I can download it. I can use it. It won't sound perfect. It will be probably the worst sound I've had till now, and you're the only filmmaker that I've used. But
honestly, so apparently, me fucking up is just kind of a trend. If you haven't noticed this.
Dude, don't worry.
Also, so if you're gonna record on a Zoom, you got to hit that button twice. First time it arms it, second time it records. So it's been a minute.
I didn't expect that was gonna happen. Wait, your camera just died. Oh no, it didn't die. Or did it?
You know, I'm looking like I'm looking down. I'm like, it's not. I thought it had been moving the whole time, and
No worries. Like
We're,
honestly,
we're gonna have to edit this part out.
don't worry, bro. I'm gonna find a way. I always find a way. Don't
Sleeping
stress
with a
about it.
camera battery in each hand.
Still, if you can record the sound still now, like from now, either way, if I have
It's
like,
recording. It's
okay.
recording now.
Okay, great.
It's
So
going now.
I have a good audio, at least half the podcast. That would be cool. But no worries. Honestly, it
Sorry,
happens.
man. I'm apparently not reliable.
It happens to the best of us. Don't you worry. Have you used the batteries of the Black Magic?
I haven't shot on those black magics yet.
It's crazy how fast they go. Like I thought it was just an exaggeration, but no. Like come on, it lasts like 10 minutes or 15 max.
Damn, that's like, that's not even practical.
Your camera is it's like shutting down and going up and shutting down again. I don't know why.
Like I said, the internet's janky at my house. I see it's glitching. Why is it? It's going for me on the Discord. Okay.
I can.
Are we back?
Yeah, I think yeah, that's it. Yeah, now it works. Great. Sleeping with a camera battery in each hand. Yeah, exactly. Oh, damn.
That's not a bad idea.
For sure. You always need, like, I always put an SD card on my wallet. In any case, I fuck up and I forget it. I have one on my wallet and I'm okay. But still, like, you can't put batteries on your wallet.
Until you don't have that one in your wallet and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's the day I will have a heart attack, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, man.
But honestly, fucking amazing story. That was really good. Let's switch to a next subject, shall we? How are we doing on time for you? Do you have stuff? Do you need to?
I have to go in probably like a half hour.
Okay, so let me check the subject that I planned and let's see which one I choose. So wait, no, this is not the podcast. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, I got it. So, here's the deal. I know that you, well, doing the fact that you work on the festival and concert industry and the filmmaking aspect of that, I can imagine that COVID hit you pretty hard. And I would like to know, well, first, what did you lost with COVID, and did you manage to recover yourself, and how are you living with the situation nowadays?
For sure. Well, yeah, I figure there's probably a lot of people with a similar story at this point. But yeah, there was like that week in March where I just watched every single job I had booked for all of 2020 just evaporate in front of my eyes. Mm-hmm. And so that was hard for a little bit. And so during the initial time, like I feel like a lot of people just thought that everything was going to come back a lot sooner. So it was just kind of like, okay, like do this for a couple months and like eventually shit will get back. So I started learning piano and I started learning Ableton. It's just like ways to kill time. And then it just slowly started expanding to more time. And then like New York City was just like was kind of a tough place for a little while just because like everything was closed down and with everything being such close quarters, like I was living with like two roommates. We were all just kind of on top of each other all the time. So it's just like a bit to deal with. Mm-hmm. And but then it was a weird thing happened, like the George Floyd protests like blew up, and so I went out and filmed those one day and wound up filming a video that like went super viral over the course of like a couple of weeks. And so I finally caught that moment where I having a viral video, which that turned out to be like one of the most stressful things of my life, just like managing all these news outlets hitting me up and like trying to license the video, use the video, and then they'll put the video out on their channel and it'll have like a different caption or a different slug headline that I didn't really like. So I'd have to be calling them up and be like, no, you guys are like spinning this weird, please change this headline like to suit like what actually happened. Mm-hmm. So that wound up being like kind of a cool thing, but kind of an intense thing at the same time. And so I just wasn't getting any work for a while, just collecting unemployment. I went back to Montana to go see my family for a couple months, and while I was there, I was just like, I need to make a move. So I went back to New York and was there for a couple more months, and then packed up and moved to Nashville. I'm in my new house now in Nashville. Just like you get a little bit more for your money here, and so like the quality of life here is just really great. And then because of that, I'm like pursuing a couple new like business opportunities that are not music related at all.
Mm-hmm.
So like because I mentioned that I'm like gluten intolerant and lactose intolerant, and then like so I've been kind of like gluten-free vegan for a really long time, and in that world, it's not the easiest to get food that tastes really good. Especially in terms of like baked goods and desserts and that kind of stuff. And so Tennessee has a really friendly law for that if you for like making food out of your kitchen and then selling it. So me and another friend right now we're about to launch like a delivery gluten-free vegan baked good like delivery service.
Okay.
Of which like so I'm gonna do all the photos, all the video, all media promo type stuff, and then hopefully we'll just like have a business that we'll get to grow. And then the idea is that eventually the business will be making money, and then I can help like just like fund my own art projects with like this other income that I'm generating from this business. And so I'm making a documentary as we go on starting a new business, because like my business partner in it all, his name's John Avery. He was a promoter and would throw shows and things. So right now he's unemployed too. So I was just like, yo man, I got this idea for a business if you want to do it. And he's just like, he looked at the numbers with me and he was just like, hell yeah, let's do this. Let's give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm like, every night I'm like in the kitchen, like trying to make like gluten-free fucking vegan treats. And there's been a bunch of failures, but like the food's finally starting to taste like really good. Some of the documentary stuff we've been filming has been cool. Like we went and bought a double oven from these really interesting people out in like rural part of Tennessee, and or trying to haggle with this German lady to sell like all her like baking shit that we just bought up, like a blender and pans and things. So like it's just kind of cool pursuing something new for a little bit, and also just like learning more about like operating a business where it's just like, because pricing for videos can be so abstract. And with this, it's just like, yo, this batch of cookies costs this much to make, so we're selling it for this much money. So it's nice approaching things that are a little bit more like just like
Structured.
Structured, less abstract. So that's one thing I have going on now. We've just got logos and shit back, so it's slowly developing. And then just like within the last week, I don't know. Well, I'll say it on this, fuck it. Like, cause even if shit goes weird, like it's still something that I'm trying to make a push with. But like, I think I'm starting to manage 2 artists now.
Okay.
Yeah. So like one of my friends who I've known for a while, he's in this new like kind of like poppier EDM act. And they're just getting started. And the guy who's kind of running that, he approached me the other day to manage them. Right at the time, I kind of like discovered this rapper I found on YouTube, and I think he's severely underplayed. And then now I just have like a huge network to offer people at this point. I'm always connecting people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, I hit this dude up and I'm like, yo, you have a manager? You want one? And so like already today, I'm like sending out sending him some beats to do like a collab EP with someone I know, and I'm working on his artwork, just changing his Spotify bio, just trying to do all these things to help elevate his brand, because now because of what I've been doing now for the last 5 years, I've been constantly dealing with managers telling me on how to make content for their artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been just learning about the way that they've been approaching branding, approaching marketing, and like putting all these little things in my brain, and while growing all these contacts. So I think I have a little bit to offer some people in terms of like trying to help grow and develop artists. So it's just, a new thing I'm trying out. The guy's name, the rapper, he goes by Gary with 2 R's. My friend sent him 2 beats yesterday, and he had a verse turned around like within an hour. So he's a beast. I'll have to send you some tracks when this is over, and let me know what you think.
Yeah, for sure.
He's kind of like West Coast hip hop, but then he can like that like G-funk or like even like Mac Dre E40 kind of thing. But then he can like do like Post Malone and like singer songwriter type stuff too. He makes all his own beats. He plays guitar. He's a super fucking talented dude. And I see him with like he's got like 100 monthly listeners on Spotify, and I'm like, bro, like I see it. You're gonna be huge.
Okay.
So like
That's amazing.
so I'm trying like a couple new things that aren't necessarily video related, but like the video, everything I've done up now with all this video stuff has helped position me to do these new things. So like now I'm going to try and learn about like publishing and contracts and all those other parts of the music industry, and just like learn it all.
Okay, but here's the deal. Like, well, I see that. Well, obviously you lost all of your clients, your projects, and the things that you were gonna do, like probably every single filmmaker. And in this case, it's interesting to me because you evolve in a way, not like changing the type of content in video that you create, but more like trying a new thing, and that's quite impressive. Like you starting your bakery, gluten free, and
I know, man. I did not think I was going to be going down any of these avenues 3-4 months ago, but it's just one of those things where like you try shit out. If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, at least you learn something and you tried something. So like right now I'm still collecting unemployment money, and so I'm just taking that money and investing it into this new business.
Yeah.
And just trying to make that shit grow. But yeah, like I'm kind of like, am I crazy? Because like it seemed like the obvious thing would have just been like, okay, I'll just go make videos in other places right now. But like with just like the nature of the world and the way things are right now, like I hate filming shit right now with everybody in masks. Like I'm seeing happy people and vibrant faces that are just like having a good time. Like that's what I love. That's what I like. What I loved about filming festivals was interacting with all the people and seeing them have a good time. And so with that being completely removed, I'm like, I'm just not having a good time filming all these people in masks. It's so fucking difficult, and it's not really content that I'm like psyched about. So I'm like, so with this bakery thing, I can help deliver a little bit of like happiness to people. And with management, I can maybe help take this person like, from being undiscovered to running them up and doing collabs with people that I've worked with over the last few years. So I'm like, it's definitely a bit of a pivot, but like one of the things I've worked on in the last couple of years was my own little documentary series project. Slowly been developing it. I have a couple episodes filmed, but like I never got around to editing it. But like people who I consider like Renaissance people, they just like, they do it all. They wear many hats and they try to just put their little stamp on whatever it is they do. Like one of my friends, he makes like a hot sauce line and then like designs websites and makes beats. So I'm just like, I've just been inspired by my friends who are like another one of my friends who's a rapper. He just his name's Keanu. He just started his own like vegan ice cream business, and he's doing really well with that. He just like partnered with the Philadelphia 76ers to like sell some ice cream at one of their games. He's killing it. So I'm seeing my friends who are artists try these other endeavors in food and other things and being successful at it. And I'm like, yo, like how can I do a little bit of that too? Because like eventually, like, yeah, like you kind of see like the margins you can do with these other businesses, and you're like, yo, like there's some serious money here. And like and so it's just like I was saying, it's nice to just then like free up your mind to think about other things. The next thing you know, like you have a video idea because you haven't been stressing, like I've just been working on video for fucking 3 weeks straight. Like the creative juices are like a little bit more fluid. Things are flowing a little bit easier.
You're doing something different and trying something new. But here's the deal, like in this case, well, in your case, you already had your first win. You already managed to get your foot into the filmmaking industry, and you did pretty freaking well. And now you, in any case, if the COVID disappears one day and the world restarts and now we can return to our normal life, it's not like you start from zero. You already have your foot inside the door and you have your contacts and you can talk with them, right, without problem. So you could restart without any problems. But right now, well, you already did that. Now let's try something new. Now let's vary. Like you said, let's do some bakery or do some managing. And in your case, managing, well, it's having contacts and connecting people and making people grow, right? So it makes sense that you could do that.
yeah, it's like I was always connecting people and different creatives with management or whoever just like needed things, and like so I've built this network of every possible type of person you could need in the music industry: lawyers, graphic designers, agents. Like I'm lucky enough to know them all at this point. So I'm like, oh, how can I pool this knowledge and make something out of it? Because like
Mm.
there's a saying I really like a lot. It's like your network is your net worth, and
No.
so whatever you can do to capitalize on the people that you have in your network, like leverage that
Hmm.
seriously.
Having the context, yeah, for sure. No, yeah, I do. And here's another question. How did it hit you? Like, because you, in your case, like probably most of the people, you lost a lot of things when the COVID started. How did it hit you? Were you like destroyed for a couple of weeks, or did you handle it well and you just keep on moving?
I think at the start I was handling it fine, but then as it seemed that the goalpost kept getting moved back, and it was like, okay, here we go, another month, maybe another month, like that just started to wear on me. And so like when I started seeing my therapist, she let me know that anyone who is working in the music industry who feels like there is a fucking void in their life right now, like people, and if you've loved your job, you've loved everything you were doing, like you experienced a serious loss, like the equivalent of like losing like a loved one or a friend. And so like my therapist was explaining to me like, yo, you are like this is a grieving process, and like it is totally natural for you to like to feel a certain way about it. Because like, dude, there was a time where just like thinking about concerts or like watching a fucking YouTube video of like people at a show, like, dude, I would get emotional and like really miss that shit and like tear up a little bit. And like so she helped me like get through that and like kind of get through that like grieving part of shit to like acceptance. And then now it's kind of like that, now me moving on and trying other things, it's like, okay, I can't put all my eggs in the basket of just waiting for filming concerts to come back. What else can I do? Because yeah, man, I was not handling it for a little while. I was just like, I saw everything I worked for so long just like dissolve, like a lot of other people did. But that it's just, yeah, it's about how you can bounce back. And I was not bouncing back well for a little while. I was just kind of I was immersing myself in learning how to make beats and just kind of like, yeah, shit will come back, shit will come back, shit will come back. I'll just learn Ableton, which is great. Now I know how to make some average beats, but like, that wasn't gonna like be my next like career thing.
Yeah.
So that was just sort of like me losing or like kind of like escaping a little bit,
Ignoring your
and
problems,
just
right?
yeah. So I'll just immerse myself in a new skill, because that's like, as content creators, videographers, that's like what we do. We just keep learning shit to always improve. So editing video wasn't really doing it for me at the time. So I was like, all right, let me try something else.
I do get that. Like in my case, I do remember it was pretty. In my case, it wasn't. It was pretty clear what happened. Like I had three. I was going to go to Mexico, and I had 3 months of just working something that I fucking love. Then returning here, and I had like 5 festivals to work, and I also just landed a big client with the company that makes the visuals for Tomorrowland, and I was so excited. I think I even told you, and like this. It just went everything 5 months of pure bliss and finally achieving what I wanted, gone like this. And I was like, God fucking damn it! Now what? And I honestly like you said, it's grieving. It's like having a big loss. And in my case, it was so clear that it hurt that I was like, no, you know what? Fuck this. I need to deal with this. So I said, no, okay, I'm not gonna work in any videos. I'm not gonna work at all. I'm just gonna play video games for 2 weeks just to, I don't know, deal with it, because it's a big loss, like you said. And I like how you said, like,
Yeah.
it's like losing someone in a certain degree.
Like, dude, I mean, like that was, as you can probably relate to, like that, it wasn't just like losing a job, it was losing a whole lifestyle in a way of, it was my whole life for years was like on the road 3-4 days out of the week, come home, edit a video, right back out on the road, doing it all over again. Like I didn't even have time to think and process shit. And then all of a sudden all this stimulation just got taken away from me, and just like kind of like quitting cold turkey. There's just like, whoa, who am I right now? Like,
Yeah,
it was weird.
you wake up
But-
suddenly. Yeah, I get it. It's rough. Crazy Carpenter says, where is your accent from? Where are you from?
I was born in New York, raised in Montana. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm a
New
you know,
York.
America.
No, yeah,
I'm
I get
American.
that, like the accent, there's different accents in the U.S., right? You
Yeah,
have-
so I think I've been like when I grew up, I had the New York accent, and then I moved to Montana and started getting like a little bit of a twang. So like now I'm just like, it depends on what the fuck I'm saying. like like I might bust out a y'all in the same sentence. I'm like, yo, dead ass, forget about it. So I don't
Forget
know.
it,
I'm just
like, I think I've heard like the California and the Italian one in your phrase, and that's pretty funny. I don't interact that much with US people, and it's fun to hear real accents from movies. That's very fun. So, tell me, do you have time for a last bucket story, or should we wrap it up? You can be honest.
trying
Like,
to think. I'm trying to think if I have anything.
oh no,
like,
but I can tell you.
If you have any questions or any like leads, because
Well, but
it's one of those things where now I have so many things to tell about it. Like sometimes it just all gets.
But I know you have,
No.
and the thing is, I can tell you mine. I can tell you a bucket story from my life if you want. That could be.
Yeah, sure.
I usually do that. Like that's the point. You share one, I share one, and that's the conversation. But obviously, like I know you have a fuck ton of stories. I do plan of inviting you in a couple of months again if you're up to it.
I feel like I'm telling good stories about everything going wrong.
But well, I can tell you a story if you want, because I have one plan.
Yeah, you go first, and maybe it'll inspire one from me.
Okay. This bucket story has, well, wait, before I say that, I'm gonna say a bucket story right now. So here it goes. Let me put a sound effect. It doesn't sound anymore. I don't know what I did with the sound effect, but doesn't matter. So
Fix it in post.
this bucket story has literally nothing to do with what I was talking about. This is just another story of my life, and I'm gonna share with you that. So our connection is bigger, so you know a bit more about my life. So I come from Mexico, right? And a couple of podcasts ago, I talked about the time I got tortured by some kind of a fraternity. I can't really say where it was and how it was, because that's the whole point of it. You don't really say what happened. So imagine it happened in a fraternity. And a couple of podcasts ago, I told you how I got tortured. Here's another adventure that happened in that kind of fraternity. Once I was eating with everybody in the lunch break, and after that I started working towards my bag, where I left my bag. But the thing is, there was no bag. My bag was just gone, and I was like, what? And there was a little post-it just there saying the Hunger Games begin. And I was like, okay, this is weird. What the fuck is going on? Where is my bag? And the frat guys took it, and not only took mine, but took 3 other guys and 4 other girls' bags. Okay, so the thing is, when you receive that little post-it, it means in the night something is gonna happen, a big activity, right? So when the night arrived, I go to the reunion where every single one of the frat guys and the person that were participating in this situation were, and there was a big event that exact night, and the participants were gonna be me, 3 other guys, and 4 other girls. And it was gonna be something really interesting. In that place where we participate, you're kind of a senior. Is it a senior? The guys that get tortured? How do you call them in English?
Well, over here it's probably the pledges.
The pledges. Okay, I didn't know that
Yeah.
word, but okay, we were the pledges, and there was the seniors, and the seniors organized something for us to participate. And the thing is it's gonna be an elimination contest with different steps, and the one that arrives till the end is gonna become a frat guy and not a pledge. It's gonna get declared as a cool guy. Okay, so here was the game. It was like around 12 p.m. in the night. It was quite cool, and the first step was there was the 4 guys with everybody a, let's say, 2.5 liters of water bottle, and the thing was the last one that finishes, he will get eliminated. And we were like, okay, but this wasn't like common water. This was like a filtered water that was so freaking tough to swallow. Like you took 2 glasses of water of that water and it, like you were dead. So we had to drink 2.5 liters of that, and it was in the fastest you could. So we start chugging that water, and obviously we start puking at before half, and it was so hard, but we started going at it because you don't want to lose. You want to get declared as a frat guy and you want to win. So you start going, you start puking, you start going, start puking, and you don't care, but you keep going. And then finally I managed to win, and I wasn't the last one, but I puked my whole face off. It was fucking disgusting, but I managed to win. The girls did the same thing, and the guy that finished first got with the girl that finished first, the guy that finished second, and so forth and so on. So there was 3 teams. Then from there we go to the lake, where the frat guys tell us, okay, there's 2 glow sticks somewhere on the lake. We don't know where. It can be in the little house, it can be inside the lake, it can be anywhere. And the first people that grabbed it go to the next step. So the thing is, it's pretty freaking cold there. So we were like, okay, let's go for it. 3, 2, 1. The thing is, if you get the glow stick, if you find it, it's not just finding it. You have to give it to the frat guy, to the leader. And between that step, if someone sees that you have the glow stick, he will beat you to have it. He will destroy you. So it was quite aggressive. And we were like, okay. So I was with my partner and I tell her, okay, I go directly into the water. You go search around the lake and in the little houses, okay? So I go inside the lake, and it was fucking cold, and it was green, and I couldn't see anything. It was fucking disgusting. You don't really know how it would look like. You don't know if you will see it 2 inches away from your face, or you can see it like from far away. So you were just searching on water like crazy, and after like 2 minutes, someone found one, and I was like, oh god damn it, there's just one left. I don't want to lose. But I was like, okay, doesn't matter, I'm gonna continue. So I keep, and after like 50 minutes inside the water, just keep going, keep searching. I was desperate. I was like, please God, just let me win for once. I'm so desperate. And I was searching, and they told us it's from here to here, search it. And I was searching, and suddenly I go inside the water, I open my eyes, and I see a light. And I'm like, yes! I grab it, I go out of the water, and he's in front, the frat guy is in front of me. I give it to him, and I survived. And I was like, yes! Finally! So I go to the next step. The next step, this is the final step, and it was one team the 1v1. And the one that survives, well, he will win and be declared as a frat guy, okay? So, it was in the... How do you say when you take... God damn it, I forgot the word. I'm blocking in this word, but it's very important. Muddy, when it's muddy, when there's...
Muddy?
Yeah. Muddy. What is mud? what's
like when dirt gets all wet and it's muddy.
Okay, yeah. There was a place with a lot of mud and a lot of games to play inside the mud, like a pool of mud, like some passing and some wheels and stuff like that. And the thing was, it was like a parkour thing where you had to run and go through a lot of mud, and the one that finishes first, well, he wins, right? But it was like the man and fights the other man, and the girl fights the other girl, right? Because you wouldn't fight the girl, it wouldn't make any sense. But it gets really intense. So first we start spinning, and we start running. He pushed me, he takes me to the ground, and I keep on running. I finally made it to the girl. The girl goes, and I have a bit of advantage in my team. But suddenly the other girl comes from behind. He grabs the other girl. He puts her down inside the mud. He jumps her, and she has the advantage. And after that, it didn't make any sense, and I lost. After making every single effort that I possibly could, I lost after doing that at the last step.
Some people, you just gotta look out for them, man.
It was aggressive.
Yeah.
It was so sad because after that.
But you left it out all on the field. You did all you could.
Well, yeah, but I didn't win, and I was still the same mortal that I used to be.
It's okay. We still love you anyway.
Yeah, we try. But after, well, I lost that day. But then, like a week after, I got invited to play that game again, to try my luck again. I tried again, and I lost as the first step. I puked, and I was the last one, and I lost, and I was like, God damn it, fuck. And then I just never won. That was my bucket story.
It's not worth it if you're puking.
It was
That's
intense.
what I always say.
It was really intense. It was so cold, but it was fun either way.
That's I never went through any like fraternity things like that, so I never had to experience any like hazing type rituals or anything. Like the most thing it was ever probably like someone just like, yo, you have to smoke this like 10-gram blunt to your face and you pass out. That was probably the worst hazing I ever experienced in terms of shit.
Still sounds pretty intense.
Can be.
Can be. Depends. It can be also a pleasure if you look at the bright side. But well, I'm pretty sure you have to leave if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I have company at the house. I gotta be a good host now.
I know. Just so let's just do the outro real quick. So I say thank you for listening. Thank you, Dan, and you just say go follow me on Instagram and stuff like that, and we say thank you, and that's it. Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Okay, let's do it. Well, guys, this is the end of the podcast. Thank you, Dan, for coming to this podcast. It was pretty freaking amazing, your stories. So thank you for being here.
Yo, thanks for having me, Felix. It was a blast. And keep it coming, dude. This is great what you're doing here.
Oh, thank you. Well, go follow Dan in Instagram. I will leave it in the description. Thank you guys for listening to this point. And this was Pocket Stories. There's no sound effect. I want to push the button and put a sound effect, but it doesn't work. God damn it. Well, thank you, Dan. This was really amazing. I will finish the live stream. I'm not sure. Is there any question? Those days life just isn't working with you? Oh damn. Just with the puking out with...
just wasn't working.
Well, yeah, thank you guys for listening till this point. I'm gonna end the live stream because I have to say goodbye to Dan, and Dan has to do his things. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Dan, for being here. And if you want, you can say goodbye to the people, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for hanging out for a little bit. It was cool chatting with everybody.
Yay.
And Dan LaDue on all my socials, so I'm pretty easy to find.
Exactly, Dan LaDue. It's pretty easy to write. Yeah, he makes amazing content, so go watch him, guys. Thank you for listening to this point, and bye, guys. Ending screen. There you go. Let's